Okay, it is a little bit early morning, so I might sound a little bit off. Anyway, Bakugo rushes down the staircase, explosions rearing behind him as he shoots towards Deku and Uraraka. They stare right on, Deku telling her to just keep going. She trusts him and they begin walking right at him. Bakugo, pissed off, seeing this, is readies his right hand, sending his signature right hook at Deku. But before he can hit, he feels a force field all around him, his skin, his bones, everything. His blood rushing to his feet as he plummets beneath the floor, slamming onto the ground floor and getting knocked right out. Urak is shocked. He didn't even move. They kept rushing forward, and they met Ida in the room. Him staring them down before trying to beat them 1-on-2. He starts running at them, Deku smirking before turning up the gravity on him. 1.1, 1.2, 1.3. Deku starts counting aloud, Ida feeling it go up and up slowly, almost completely. It, it's just a struggle to stand. Deku reaching 2 times gravity and Ida almost crumbling. Deku tells Uraraka to use her quirk on Ida. He wanted to see it real quick. She does so and Deku releases his quirk, Ida beginning to float uncontrollably. He's impressed. Her quirk completely negates gravity altogether. Could be useful. They both walk forward and touch the bomb, All Might exclaiming that they both win and releasing Ida from before walking downstairs. Ida picks Bakugo up, wondering what happened to him, before walking him to the infirmary. Deku and Uraraka make their way back to class, getting praise from everyone. Deku scratching his neck. He'd never gotten this much praise. Class from there is normal. Math, English, science, stuff like that. Deku continues to train with one for all. Him being able to wield 100% off of bat due to years of gravity intense training. He practices using both simultaneously as well as both differently, using one for all in his body and his gravity on his surroundings, though he still couldn't control anything over 50% with his gravity. He walked into class one day and they opened up about the USJ rescue training. Deku's excited, kind of happy he gets to see Pro Hero 13, uh, excited he gets to see Pro Hero 13. Her quirk's a gravity quirk too, so I don't know. Um, they make it onto the bus and start driving to the USJ. Same question is asked as everyone, uh, as in canon, Deku being put first place as his quirk could easily be Todoroki, let's be real. As they were listening would laugh a little bit, if only they knew. They make it there and walk in, Deku looking around the place. It was huge. It must have cost him a lot. Pro Hero 13 starts her speech, Deku kinda ignoring her a little bit until suddenly his head goes completely blank, ears ringing as a sharp pain shoots through his head. What was it? He collapsed to his knees, looking at the middle of the USJ. Something was about to happen. He could feel it, but why is everyone confused? He was writhing in pain. They all back up, the gravity around them distorting slightly before it all disappears. Deku looks around. What was that? He stands up, staring at the one spot before jumping down. Even Isaiah was confused, telling him to come back before Deku completely ignores him. He watches on as the class. He watches on with the class as the thing Deku was looking for at rears its ugly head. Portals opening in front of them as villains flood the USJ, followed by Nomu, Shigaraki, and Korigiri. Deku, halfway down the stairs, begin floating above them, pushing himself up before putting both hands out. Fall. They crumble to their knees. All the fodder as at the front end up passing out as Deku cranks it up. Shigaraki looks around, looking for the culprit, before finding him. Deku sitting above them. Deku turns it up 2 times, 3 times, 4 times. Shigaraki falls. Korigiri collapsing too, but the Nomu standing completely still, almost unfazed. Deku sees this. Not good. Before he can knock Shigaraki out, he gives a command to the Nomu. Kill that kid. The Nomu snapping its neck at Deku before lunging full speed at him. 4 times gravity still not being enough to stop him from jumping building height. Deku's eyes go wide as the villain jumps at him, about 3 centimeters away from his face before his quirk activates on its own. 10 times, 20 times, 30 times, 50 times, 100 times. The villain slams to the floor, Deku floating down above it as its entire body is compressed, pinning onto the floor. As Deku's feet land, the ground around him cracks, huge crater slamming the Nomu deep into the earth. Deku stares on it as it clings to life, screaming in pain. The rest of Deku's classmates watch in horror. Before anything drastic goes down, the rest of the teachers arrive, eating, Ida using this time to grab them, thankfully taking Deku's attention off Nomu. The villains are completely locked up and about to grab Korogiri and Shigaraki before they warp straight into the floor, all for one activating Korogiri's quirk remotely. He watches on from a distance, security cameras zooming in on one face, Deku. After the class, they chill for a little bit, getting a solid week off as they were just attacked. Though, not really. Deku was attacked. He sits and thinks about it for a while. What he could have done better to stop the other two from escaping. In this timeline, Aizawa and Nezu talk about Deku, about what he did at the USJ and what it means for his future. Though Nezu agrees with what he did, going in guns blazing like that is never a good idea. They come back to school and the UA Sports Festival is announced. This time, Deku is not participating due to his stunt in the USJ. They walk in Deku watching from the talking booth actually, chilling with Aizawa and Present Mike. Deku watches the obstacle as the obstacle course finishes, the cavalry battle finishes, and finally Bakugo wins it. Pissed with how it went, All Might does this speech before Bakugo steals the mic from him. Damn it, this doesn't count. Todoroki didn't use his fire, and that damn Deku wasn't even here. Everyone's confused. Deku? Who's that? Aizawa starts talking, pointing Deku out to everyone. Nezu actually speaking up for them, telling him that they'll allow Deku to have a 1v1 with Bakugo to allow him to get some intern opportunities. Deku makes his way down to the gate, opening it before walking onto the stage, face tilted down with a smirk on his face. Aizawa from the top explains his quirk, even Bakugo listening in. This was his first time hearing it. Aizawa explains how much Deku's training with his power and the absolute precision he has with it. Pro heroes are excited to see this, Midnight putting her gun into the air and shooting it as the final 1v1 would begin. Everyone in the stands is silent. Deku and Bakugo running into the middle of the ring. Clashing fists, no quirk usage at all. Deku weaves and bops Bakugo on the gut with a mean punch before sending him Loki flying a little bit. Not even using one for all. Bakugo midair would be slammed down with a gravity force into the ring, completely incapacitated. 3 times gravity is all it took me. It took me years to even walk in this. Good luck. Deku starts walking away, the crowd going nuts until Bakugo somehow, some way, begins to stand up. Deku turns back, a little impressed by the dedication. Bakugo somehow makes it up to his feet, gravity crushing him on every side. If I can't walk, I'll just fly. He starts exploding, small explosions in his hands, launching him off the ground. Deku, seeing this, decides to play chase, removing the 3 times gravity and Loki lowering Bakugo's gravity, letting Bakugo shoot out of bounds. Though he's midair, Aizawa allows it, and the fight continues. Deku grins once more, putting his hand out and thumb to the side before putting his thumb down and shaking his head. Bakugo once again slams into the floor, this time 5 times gravity. This time he didn't get up. Everyone goes nuts. This kid just came out of nowhere and beat the #1 student. This is crazy. From this, Deku easily gets the most amount of internship opportunities. Bakugo is jealous, but at this point, not beefing with Deku anymore. He ran his ones and he got flogged. In his eyes, he got proven wrong. Class after that continues once again. Deku going to sleep in class one day, opening his eyes to meet the vestiges of One for All. Like, subscribe, and comment. And that's the end of part 2. Thank you for watching.